Do you have a trust in place? Well, ask yourself, have you funded your trust? Funding the trust is the most important part. We call this integration. We need to integrate your life and your stuff into your trust. If your assets have not been funded in the trust, well, guess what? It's not going to work. The whole reason we set up this trust is ultimately to avoid probate. And if your assets are not funded into the trust, they're still going to go through probate. There are two ways to fund a trust. You can either retitle the asset. So, for example, this would be on your real property. We change the deed from your name individually to your name as trustee of your trust. And you can do that on your bank accounts and other assets. The second option is adding a beneficiary to your account. Sometimes this is the easier method rather than, retitling your whole bank account, getting new checks, all of that whole process. So instead, you simply add the trust as a beneficiary designation. That way, when you pass, it still gets funded into the trust and is distributed according to your trust terms. But this allows you to keep all your accounts the same until after you pass. So you must do this process in order for your trust to be effective. Ultimately, we see this happening all the time where people come in and they never funded their trust. So please, please, please remember to do this. If you need help, please contact an attorney. We always provide funding instructions to explain this process as well. You also have to maintain your trust. You cannot put your trust in a safe deposit box for 20 years and forget about it. Your life is constantly changing. The law is constantly changing. Your assets are changing. You need to look and review your trust once in a while, especially when you have drastic life changes happening. So those are the most two important things with the trust. You must integrate your life and your stuff, okay? If you do not do this, your trust is probably not going to do what you think it's going to do. A lot of people also have beneficiary designations already set up. And they ask, why should I change this if it's already avoiding probate? But you have this nice, pretty trust set up to, avoid probate. But ultimately, the trust is also providing other benefits, such as if anyone's a minor, that asset will be protected. Or if you have a disabled beneficiary, that asset will be protected. Or if you're trying to provide creditor protection. We just set up this nice, pretty trust, but that asset is not integrated into it. So it is crucial that everything is funded in your trust properly so your plan works the way you want it to.